Hey buddies, welcome to Mass Games. My name is Simon. This is another of the podcast episodes for the Mass Games YouTube channel, which you can find on YouTube as well as elsewhere. So in the background, you may have just heard the clapperboard. Here it is again, which you will see over on YouTube from the month of September. Some videos are already recorded, they just haven't gone live yet. And this is something that YouTube have sent me. So it has been over 6 months since I last recorded an episode. There's no reason necessarily why there's been such a delay. So apologies if you have been looking forward to one. I know some people have been commenting about them. So 28th of February was the last listed recording. So you will now hear about what I've been playing since March, as well as some new subscribers who I know are keen to actually get involved and appear on the podcast. And I'll let you know a bit more about that later on, as well as some games which are yet to appear on the channel, even as images. So starting off with the 1st of March, Cartographers. This is a flip and write game. Every game so far, unless I mention otherwise, is visible on the YouTube channel. So please make sure you just type in Cartographers. That's a solo experience. Then playing Earth with Rob, 201 to 198 points. Playing with the In My Box wooden insert. Then a few games of Tower Up with Rob as well. On to Dominion 2nd edition, which I'm now up to 41 plays of that particular edition. So also we've been playing lots of games of 221B Baker Street. Then since this particular episode last went live is episodes 29 or cases 29 through to 39, which is being played in a couple of days. And I know the person listening, one of the people listening is who I'll be playing with as well. So there's Heart of Crown. I've been playing through all of the expansions for 6 City Alliance. So I'll be filming a video about that as well in the coming days to go live, as well as various exit games, including, I think, The Hunt Through Amsterdam. So apart from that, which again is Escape Room in a Box, as opposed to Heart of Crown, which is a deck building game like Dominion 2. So other new games or other games played include Lorenzo Il Magnifico Big Box, which is a magnificent Euro game experience, as well as Santorini, which is a 2-player abstract strategy game. Not my favourite in the abstract strategy series compared to other games like it, such as Volterra. Strike, so this is a fast-paced dexterity game where you're pushing a lock, trying to get the most points, and somebody who was going to sell it has now changed their mind because I said let's play a few more games of it, and now they've chosen to keep it. So the Intercontinental Trade was another mission in Heart of Crown. Unstoppable, this is a playing Harbinger and playing as Tiberius Plex. This is a game I played as a 2 by John D. Clare from memory. Nimble, this is a dexterity game. I played through, I think, 16 different games with Alex that day, 22 games in total, along with Hey That's My Fish, which is a great abstract strategy game with a bit of area control, as well as dexterity going on in the game of Yogi. Also, Second Chance, a push your luck, flip and write game, as well as Axio, which is a kind of an abstract strategy Reiner Knizia game, and check out my Reiner Knizia playlist for more about that, as well as more games of Tower Up with the Barrier Promo 2. So more Escape Room in a Box games, as well as Shitano, which is a I Pick You Choose kind of game, which I finally got around to recording, having finally played as a 4, as well as Would Like to Meet, which is a dating style game where you're just trying to do something like Cards Against Humanity, try and get points or win laughs by trying to match up things, working with whatever kind of cards you've got. Also by Thomas Hollick and Pink Troubadour, Galileo Galilei. So I've been playing through that at all player accounts, many games, and that was a game I may have mentioned in a prior podcast, I'm pretty sure I did, that I played it the last 4 games of 2024 was that game, and the first game of 2025. Elements, this is a 2-player, somewhat push-a-lot game where you're trying to predict what's in your opponent's hands, which I rather quite like. I'll come back onto that again. Super Hot, the card game, Shock, a 2-player abstract strategy game, and then also Sekigahara, another 2-player game whereby you are trying to unify Japan, very much like in the film Shogun or the TV show. Also Hans Teutonica, looking forward to playing this more at a higher player count, which is another fantastic shorter game in a Euro sense. Color Critters, a very simple child's deck building game. Aeons and the Depths, so we're getting back more into deck building territory. Lots of deck building going on this year. I may have mentioned that it's my father's favourite mechanism too. Brussels 1897, this is a Euro game, a Euro card game version of the board game with area control and trying to use good hand management as well. Hide and Peak Friends, this is for my 4-year-old nieces, where you are trying to figure out where your animals are hiding. Kataranga, a 2-player abstract strategy game like chess, but the various pieces that you land on or places that you land on can vary what you're doing. Cartagena, I won this my first game, and my sort of teammate also won in their first game as well in the rematch, whereby you're trying to get your pawn to the end, or group of pawns, and various spaces that you land on depending on what cards you can play out, as well as Three Ring Circus, which is an okay game. It's there's a lot to it, quite heavy with as De Vere is going. It's fine, but again, it's quite a lot of moving parts, more than I think it needs to be. Whereas Australia, I'm up to 35 plays of this now, playing through it all as a 2, 3, and 4, and looking forward to trying out the various difficulty modes as well. Looking forward to try and get some wins in co-op mode on the eastern side. So check out the images over on Instagram as well as on the videos for YouTube too. But yeah, Australia has been a big hit this year. You've heard me talk about this in the past. Also, more games of Cataranga. It's been a game I've been teaching out and showing lots of different people different ways of playing it. Mila Fury, another really popular Reiner Knizia game that I very much enjoyed. And Similio, I've been playing with lots of people too. I think it's a classic two-player co-op game whereby you just want to quickly show someone, hey, there are better games out there than Guess Who. Meadow, I haven't made a video for yet for some reason. I think it's because I've got the German edition, so I've never really got round to it. But moving into April, Heat, there is Tunnel Vision, so I tried that out, and I happened to win that one on my first game. Tokori Taking, I quite liked, although I think we didn't actually mark any kind of wins. Whereas String Railway was quite interesting as well, where you have strings and you're trying to make sure they can legitimately move up. Nidavellir as well was quite nice in person, but I'm more than happy just playing it online. Finally got on to trying out Katara, so check out my video for that. Some people seem to not like it too much. It's not bad. I appreciate the design. I wouldn't rush to play it again because the amount of moving parts and headspace of being sure what you need to manage and why, and it's a bit punishing for new players. Also, Oraculum, which I think is the Latin word for gold from memory. And yes, I thought that was okay. That wasn't too bad. But again, I've got videos explaining more about that one, and you might want to check out the quite cool designers behind it. So Whale to Look, this is a somewhat push your luck territory game by Oink, which is very cute. I knew about the box art before it came out, and it got some hype when I was posting about that one. So check out my Oink collection videos for that, and mini games as well. Tindaya, this is I think the first edition, which is a bit convoluted with their rules. It's been panned for that, but you can check out my video for that too. Whereas 5 Minute Marvel, we played the Mudok scenario. I played as Groot, and this is a game whereby it's a speed game. So if you don't like speed games, I know they're a bit marmitey. Most people don't like them. You might want to check out my video to see what you think about that one. More games of War of the Ring as well. I know somebody's going to be appearing on here is keen to play more, but I played against the Fellowship, and I think they said with more experience they'd try things differently. But speaking of War of the Ring, I have been playing Similio with the Lord of the Rings deck, in particular with the promo as well. So as for Australia, I've been playing through all the different difficulties with 4 red tiles, 3, 2, 1, all the way down from 7, just to see how that goes. As for games such as Heart of Crown, playing through Church and War, which is in the expansion, Six City Alliance. And again, looking forward to opening that new expansion in September as well. So, moving on to other different games, we're talking about Chomp. Chomp was really nice. This is a game by All Play, and it's a small box. I mean, I don't know how much I want to keep on replaying it. I'd say it's kind of a 7 from memory, but it's there's some nice stuff to it. Also Forbidden Island as well. But in both occasions, there's I think a finite amount that you really want to play them, because you kind of know everything's out there, and it's not a game whereby, well, either things slowly get reveals, but based on all the different scoring things, I guess it's a bit like Point Salad, the game whereby, yes, you can choose to do various things, but ultimately, is there enough differences out there to doing something? Speaking about other games, so Foundations of Rome, I played it with Trading and Stealing for the first time, trying with all the different things, with player roles, Pantheon, Romulus, Vulcan, Socialite, Investor, Minimalist, Artisan, Fortunate, Greedy, Innovator, Innovations, and Child of Jupiter. And I was playing with Hospitable, also Lavender, Yellow, Blue-wing played with Abundance. And actually I happened to win that one. I know that was, I was the only... I know I had played with that group before as well, and with the Monuments expansion, playing a rule correctly for the first time, which is out of Monuments plus players, so +3 as well. So yes, played a couple of games of that trying it out. So also played another one with trading and stealing, monuments, divination, expand boundaries, senator, expansionist, tricks of the trade, duplicity, blessings of fortune, pantheons chosen, missive of glory, developer, and philosophical, with eager, statue of Romulus, and patrician, against James playing with philosophical developer. Okay, and although it had listed James as his first playing for some reason. Hive, so I also taught that one. I know someone who's also had it. Let's Go to Japan. Bit of a disappointment. It's still very good, but wasn't much depth to it, so it didn't really kind of interest me. Nikojima, I didn't realise, but on our first game we were playing on hard mode, and we happened to win, which was good to see, which I wasn't expecting that. So yes, that was a nice experience, and the owner was quite surprised how well we did. Root as well, so this is a multi-use card sort of area control game. Then also Stone Age, which is a fantastic, simple worker placement game with dice. Claw Machine, this is a game that somebody wanted for me to play over in America. So this is a game by Fractal Yugos. You're moving this claw around, grabbing lovely cute plushy animals, trying to get sets and doing whatever they have on them. Again, check out my video for that too. Into May, so yes, quite interesting in Australia. We took Corey first turn, which I think the character that gives you some extra stuff. Blocking one of my opponents. No Cthulhu or Level 8 Shoggoth came out, and I revealed the next two highest Shoggoths and a Loyalist. I had some notes about that one. Project Elite, finally got around to trying this. So this is a real-time game. We played at the lab mode, easy, or with Extermination. With Gilgamesh, I played as Gilgamesh with an Akosha. Playing with John with Volca. Or Voca. And yes, this is a real-time, very much like Andor feel, or Legends of Andor, whereby you're trying to go out and decide where do you think these monsters you want to take on. And again, you have limited time in rolling dice, and the dice rolling can be tricky because you need to get exactly what you need. Adds some peril, but I'm just wondering how much more I want to realise it's just about, it's kind of a dice chucker. But Itto, numerous games of Itto, again, showing people how we kind of know each other, I guess. Turning up at Western Deluxe, still to bring you that. Games of Azul, going back to some nice, wonderful abstract strategy games. More games of Brussels, Time Stories, Estrella Drive. So you can check out my expansion for that. Another Time Stories expansion I'll bring in as well. La Cita, finally playing that as a 4. Tiny, ultra tiny epic kingdoms. Very much enjoyed that one. Yes, playing with the elves, and I very much enjoyed this tiny box. I love the rules, very straightforward. Everything pretty much made sense. All the way through to some other games in the month of May, including The Witcher Path of Destiny, and also The Witcher involved basically trying to think what do you want to score next. So that's the key kind of premise of it, as well as Smile. So with The Witcher, by the way, I played as Vesemir, with there being Ciri, Geralt, and Dandelion. And in terms of Smile, this is very much like the game No Thanks. Gabriele got a copy over in Japan. And yes, you're trying to push your luck, trying to not get sets, because if you get two of the same card, they wipe each other out. Again, check out the videos for that one. Kabanga, playing through this one, you're just trying to snap and get rid of certain cards. Tickets Ride, Map Collection 7, I think this was. So we're trying through various things. I actually played this on a train, going through Italy and France. I actually played it in France particularly. Encore, so this is Knockmal, so playing through that as well. Over when I was abroad, as well as many games of Hey, That's My Fish. Coming on to the others, so this is another game by John whereby you are cooperatively, no, in this case you're competing against each other, good guys against bad guys, trying to defeat, I guess, the old ones. It's a tough game, particularly for the newbies. In this case, it was me. I was playing against Sloth Hobo, and it was Haven's Last Stand was a particular mission we're playing at. As for other games, Pictionary versus AI, more games of that, and I don't think I did particularly well at that one. As for other new games, The Academy, we never really got that far with because of the amount of German text, unfortunately, was an issue, whereas Ecosystem is a lovely tableau building game. And now, it's the middle of June, The Crew Quest Palette 9, a cooperative trick-taking game. The Push-Your-Luck game, Flip 7, playing through that. So I played quite a few games, wouldn't love it, but it's still very good. Mega City Oceania, that's another thing that I was taking on. The Gang, I very much enjoyed The Gang, which is just simply trying to guess the opponent's poker hands. It's not that great, but at the same time, it is quite nice just pretending and playing poker. But if you're not really into poker, it's not really your thing. And sometimes the rules are yeah, a bit fudgy. Apart from that, Moon Colony Bloodbath wasn't quite as good as I hoped, but it was quite interesting, whereby you're trying to build an engine and partially destroy it to maybe get other bonuses, which we'll come back onto another game that I played only a couple of days ago. Sushi Go, so this is a drafting game where you're trying to get sets typically. Also the Castles of Burgundy, and I think it always is a set. The Castles of Burgundy, now I've played a lot of this game. I've played about 90 odd times at least, and I can tell you a bit more in detail about that. How many plays? Let's have a look. 31 plays, wow. Okay, so 31 plays of the Castles of Burgundy. I've opened my anniversary edition, which gets very confusing because there's a special edition as well. But yes, I've played through all different duchies from 1 to 10, playing with a misunderstood rule whereby you take a turn, they take a turn, you take a turn. I guess the downside with that is you could be using 2 coins a turn. So officially, yes, you take 2 dice, which is 1 action or 2 actions, and that's your turn done, over a total of 5 phases, over 5 rounds, or 5 rounds, 5 phases, however you wish. So 25 turns in total. So now played through Duchy 1 to 9 now. I've got 10 to go, I believe. And then I can move on to the special ones, whereby you're trying to reach across the other side of the map. By all means, if I'm speaking too fast, you can slow it down. You can also take a breather, grab a drink. I've got a latte next to me here. So The Mind, this is a game where trying to deduce what others have, very much like Itto, which actually Itto came out afterwards, and figure out, yes, who can play what when to make sure we can advance to different levels. Okay, next up, so we've played more Games of Earth. Again, many games. I'll actually go back and tell you roughly the amounts of all of them for the year so far. King Domino, though, so this is a kind of tableau building game, trying to get good points from sets. Many other games we've already mentioned. Gin has now been opened, so I'll be filming more a bit about Gin later on, but this is by the fantastic designer Benjamin Schwer, who so far from Crown of Amara I've been very impressed with. Wizard Jubilee Edition, again, trick-taking game competitively. A very big fan of that. All the way through to No Thanks, which was mentioned earlier. Amalfi Renaissance is coming back to the table, which is a nice Euro. Bucket King 3D, so this is a game whereby you are trying to get other people's buckets knocked down by playing cards so that they cannot. Mimic Octopus Cringe Edition, so I've been playing through this at various player counts, typically 7, which has been fantastic. As well as One Night Ultimate Supervillains, and Werewords when we didn't actually own Werewords, so you can just play with a standard game and choose to just use the tokens from One Night Ultimate Werewolf or one of those games like it with the app, which works quite effectively. A fake artist go to New York, so you're just trying to figure out who the fake artist is by drawing and see if they make a mistake. Good Cop Bad Cop 3rd edition, just playing through the base game of that, whereby it's a social deduction game like the others just mentioned in the One Night universe. Cthulhu Death May Die, so this was one whereby you can see my video for this too, and certainly this was a certain mission. This was season 3 episode 5, Festival of Death with Tath Olga. We lost. I played as Peters with hallucinations and rune carved spear. Ben played as Stella and John played as Julian. So moving on to other games, I'm scrolling through June into July. Merv, The Heart of the Silk Road, my first game, and I happened to win it. It was a game where you kind of can do a bit of everything. It can be a bit overwhelming, and it didn't go too well with the partner, the person who owned it. So Grada abstract strategy game to some degree, whereby a bit of area control, you're trying to puzzly get your dice in the right slots. Destinies, so I've played through now the Sea of Sandbox missions 1 and 2 of the 3 as a 3, so looking forward to doing that final one as well. And Star Realms Frontiers, I finally opened that one up, got the playmat out. That's all going live on the channel with more videos coming soon too. Thunderstone Quest, a bit disappointed with this one. This is a game whereby I think too much going on. I'm going to give it kind of 5 out of 10. Deck building game, but you do different stuff. It kind of punishes you do different stuff as well. But speaking about running Knizia, I much prefer Battle Line as a 2, playing that with somebody. And yeah, they quite cards their chest as they think about it. Dominion Plunder, I've opened that, so I've played through the first 2 official missions. I'll be playing it, mixing it with other stuff. Quite a bit more to it, but it's quite clever, and I think strategically it could have the most of interest as well. So into August, Unlock, playing through Supernatural Adventures. I was warned it was the worst one, and others have said the same thing, and I can agree with that. Similar with Prison Break from Exit as well, also tough, and yes, some people didn't really get on well with that one. In Front of the Elevators, though, I've been playing through that by Sachi and Sachi. Fishing I've got open, which is a 3-player plus trick-taking game. Sea Salt and Paper, I've got a video out soon for that one as well, or check out my rating for that one, as well as Dwellings of Elder Vale. So this one is a game whereby it's a reimplementation, well actually it's a prequel almost, because it came out first technically, to Andromeda's Edge, but I prefer it over Andromeda's Edge. You can check out my videos for both of them. A bit more colourful, I like the pop of it. Interaction's fine. Luck of the dice might be an issue, but it is what it is. Mosquito Show was a great discovery. This is by Bruno Cathala, or co-designed. Very much like Haru Ichiban, a 2-player abstract strategy game. Classic Bruno Cathala stuff there. Sail, this is a cooperative trick-taking game with limited communication. Rather nice, a nice small box by all play as well. And even as missions, I do wonder about how much luck there is with the kind of cards you have, so it's a bit tough like that. Astronauts, been teaching lots of people this, including teaching it before Aeon's End, just to see what they think of that one. The dexterity game Klondike as well. The Quest for El Dorado, we played the 3rd mission of the fan-based maps, Adios Amigo, and it's I don't often win that game, but I managed to get a win. More games of Astronauts, again playing as a 3 and as a 2, playing as Zavril and Zach. Yes, having played through all the characters at least once, I think most of them at least twice now. Digit Code, this is a kind of 3 out of 10 game, which I played online, which wasn't very good because I feel like as soon as you might know the answer, that's it, you give away too much and you've won. Remember Our Trip, so this is a game I played over in Caversham, so this is a Sachi and Sachi game, and to be honest, I can't remember it, so I can't recall much of what we did. But Cities I did play as well. Another game by De Veer, another sort of standard Euro, or just another Euro, sort of 7 out of 10. It's good, but it's nothing that really shines. I need to be playing it again. Whereas Quiet House, this is a game, maybe Remember a Trip I didn't play in the end. Quiet House, though, is a limited communication cooperative game, somewhat an abstract strategy, whereby trying to figure out what people have got, what they can see, what their missions are, and trying to fumble along and trying to get a good result. We lost the first game, but we got the second best score in the second game. This is by Madu and South Korea. Hey Yo, we played 5 games of this. This is a game by Oink, whereby you're just trying to play to the beat, and you have this tiny little hat which makes sound, and you're trying to get the best score by just having things chained together with some conflictions. So other games online which I didn't like, Orpamine, it's like Battleships, but a bit more convoluted. And Echo, which I don't think I enjoyed much either. Also, more games Point Salad, mentioning that earlier. Aeons and Outcast, mixing that in with Shattered Dreams. And also Seven Wonders Duel with Pantheon, I've been trying to get around to playing. Royce Cube's Score, so just trying to get points that way. Wildlands I filmed by Martin Wallace, who also did Australia. Not bad, it's a skirmish game. I quite like the use of the cards and how you spawn and when do you want to spawn. And I'm actually quite up for playing that one again. And lastly, the last few include Unlock Short Adventures. So we played the Birmingham Murders, which wasn't very good, kind of like a 5 out of 10. And the Flight of, I've got it down here. I've got Flight of, I won't say the Phoenix, Flight of Venice, I think. And yeah, that is better. And I'm about to be doing a full video about that in a moment. Articulate, so I've been playing for that. I played it cooperatively as a 2 actually, so I made up some rules. First time took 7 cards, second time took 3, third time took only 2 cards to complete it. So speaking about engines you kind of destroy, Saltancy, by De Veer was a bit of an issue into August, end of August now, because what you're trying to do is very hard economy, extremely tight resources. So you're playing a card which is worth money, but you need that money, so you're spending it to an action. If you're spending it to an action, you could either keep that card for the next round, or you're keeping the card, or you're getting the card to spend it, but then you can't then take the action. So it's very, very restrictive. But anyway, the other game, so I gave it kind of a 6.5, but Tunnel Decks was interesting. It's a cooperative, limited communication. It's not even a deck building game, it's a hand management game. You're just trying to get runs and stuff like this, either up or down, or just not the same colour or the same number consecutively. And you've got some hearts that you can spend too. And that pretty much brings us up to September. So yes, filming at the end of February. Not too long after all that, I've just a message on YouTube. And actually, someone was commenting about some game, which I'm not sure which one it is at the minute, but they said, dude, you're explaining that way too quickly. But of course, as you know, as always, you can slow it down. Well, thanks for watching. Speak to you again soon on that one. But for now, back to the table.